Welcome to Krabi.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're here to talk to you about the past 3 days that we spent in Krabi. When we arrived at the pier, we used a Grab. We were staying half an hour away in Ao Nang. We researched that this was the most kind of like liveliest place for backpackers, families, all types of people, and we find that Grab is the most easy, accessible way for us to get from one place to another. Grab is essentially the Uber over here in Asia. There's other ways to get around, like such as like the public buses, which are obviously always there, but because we're on a bit of a time crunch, we're only here for a short period of time, we want to use the most easy accessible ways, the quickest route, and still easy on the budget. Our time's worth more at this point, but obviously if we were doing a longer trip, we would choose the more public transport routes.
Accommodation wise, we stayed at the Cozy Hotel. It really had a good vibe to it. It's vibrant, it's really colourful. You are greeted with like almost like a bakery shop. There's like a little 7-Eleven.
It was lovely, wasn't it?
Room wise, it's really functional. It's got a comfortable bed, which I had a good sleep on. I'm not sure about
it.
You.
It was really comfy. Nice duvets, stuck feather pillows.
Yeah,
it was
good.
so clean. It was modern. Bathroom was lovely. A lot of places we've stayed, the shower and the toilet, as you'll have seen on other clips if you've seen our other videos, quite small to get like close together. But there was like a separate shower, bathroom. It was spacious. It was lovely, wasn't it?
There's one thing they don't have, which is the kettle.
And wardrobe space. There was a little rail, but that was it. But the kettle was a bit of a downer for us. We love our late night noodles, our cups of tea. There was a like place to go downstairs in the reception. It's just not that easy. When you want something quick, simple, you have to wait in a queue when you're downstairs.
Maybe some consideration for Cozy Hotel.
Yeah.
Facility wise, they've got a gym, which is small, but it's got everything you need from treadmill, kettlebells, punching bags.
I didn't go, but you enjoyed it for a couple of days, didn't you?
Yeah, it was good.
But yeah, it looked beautiful. I think the hotel itself, it was well thought out. I think they'd thought of a lot of things for the
They've
hotel.
definitely got a market for it, haven't they?
Price wise, it was under budget. We set a budget for ourselves at like maximum £150 for 3 nights, but this was like £98, and we paid £3 more, and we got these food vouchers, which I think were a really good little token to add. We got 200 baht per day, and we could pick from the bakery items like you said. There was also noodles, there were things ranging from detergent to toothpaste, beers, which we had a couple of a few nights. It was just a nice touch to have like a little voucher, especially if you're traveling and you don't have to worry about that breakfast in the morning or those couple of beers before you're going out. It's a real good way of like saving money. So I would really recommend it, would you?
Yeah, 100%. Cozy Hotel.
Definitely. So now we're going to talk about the 3 things that we did in Krabi that we would really recommend.
Number 1, Muay Thai.
If you've ever been to Thailand, or if you're inspired to go from these videos, wherever you go, you'll see that they're really big on Muay Thai. On the streets, they have these, it's got like little vans, aren't they? Or like
a little truck, like a pickup truck kind of
you will
thing.
hear them everywhere.
Muay Thai.
You'll hear them shout Muay Thai. Or tonight.
They do really well in terms of advertisement. And I think
leaflets everywhere.
Oh,
so
really big
obviously, you're a little bit curious as to what these Muay Thai fights are like. So obviously a big sports fan over here. We went and visited a Muay Thai fight on the first night.
So we booked it online, didn't we? We reserved the tickets on a website, and you basically get talking via email. They arrange a pickup time for you. They give you the driver's number, and we got picked up in a good time as well. They weren't late.
Super easy. I didn't think it would be that easy to just go online, talk to someone, and then pick you up.
From the pickup, you then get to the arena. They drop you up to the ticket office, which we pay by cash. We paid for standard tickets, which is probably good enough for us. There's 3 options. There's the standard, the VIP, and the ringside. I mean, it's a small place, isn't it, for you?
Not that big.
Yeah, you don't really need to get the VIP one. But I suppose if you really want to be next to the fighters, then you can opt in for the 1,200 or the 1,500 But for us, we're happy enough with our view, and yeah, I mean, I found it more comfier being on the wooden bench.
I liked being high up. Everyone's
different.
We just thought, save ourselves some money, and we really enjoyed it, didn't we?
Yeah, fight-wise, there was about 8 matches. It ranges from the weight class from 40 kilograms.
And lower ages.
The first one was knockout from a leg kick, which is crazy. From 14-year-olds.
I was a little bit uneasy, to be honest, at the start of it. I don't really like watching boxing at the best of times, but when it's children, I was a bit. But then I've kind of got to realise these kids,
the culture for them,
love
isn't
it.
it?
Like,
you know, they don't do it to get hurt. They try to prove themselves.
Yeah.
They love the sport. It's their identity, isn't it?
You can tell they love it as well. It kind of got easier as the matches went on.
And then there were
Girl
girls.
power.
Yeah, girl power.
Girl power.
They were young as well, but
Yeah.
15 or 16. They were really good as well,
Yeah.
weren't they? And then there were international ones.
Yeah, there was like an actual boxing match which went to the last round. That was really entertaining.
What was
wasn't
it from? Where was it from? France?
Denmark and
European.
That was really entertaining.
That was good.
I really liked the boxing match. That got me into it, I think.
Heavyweights was really good as well. A few knockouts on that.
In the first round.
Knockdown and knockouts. And then kind of like the elite ones. Up and coming, probably about 18-year-olds. They knew what they were doing. And again, ended off with the devastating kick, which is really good for me.
But I would go and watch that again. Like, the atmosphere was great. Like, everyone was jumping around, having a good time, shouting. I really, really enjoyed it. Especially if you're in Thailand, you need to go and see a Muay Thai fight. You can't miss it.
With the flyers and the truck and it's hard not to do it.
It's 900 baht well spent, definitely. Number 2 on the
Second.
list, we went on the 4-island tour. How did you find that again?
I got it on getyourguide.com and it costed us about 1,000 bahts for the 4 islands.
Yes.
Included with that was the pickup.
And it was like a half day, wasn't it? It wasn't like an early morning. It was from about 8 o'clock our pickup, which finished at about 3:30, which was enough time.
We got picked up at a good time, didn't we? Again, really good communication on the WhatsApp. 9 o'clock at the pier. There you get divided into
Your
sections.
little team.
Some people were doing 4 islands, some people were doing 7 islands.
We just thought 7, which then might be a little bit of a push,
It
didn't
might have
we?
been, yeah.
We wouldn't have spent like you said about like absorbing it all in. We thought we felt a bit rushed, or we'd be like on the boat for a little bit too long.
You pay 200 baht, is it, for the national
Of
park?
course, national park fee. I think you've got to kind of look out for that on some of the excursions because it could be a little bit of a hidden cost. It is written there, but I think we've been surprised maybe like a couple of times landing at places, obviously the beautiful places, the conservation fees, you've got to pay it. But yeah, just keep your eye out and remember some cash with you. So our first stop on the island tour, which I was really excited about, was Really Beach. Really Beach, when I was researching, was like one thing which was coming up all the time of things to do in Krabi. So I was chuffed that this was the first stop on the tour. The staff were telling us a little bit about the island, about the caves, the Princess Cave. They were really informative. And then, yeah, we got to have a little bit of time exploring the cove for a little bit.
We went to the Princess Cave. They were offering loads of wooden penises.
The man was telling us, like, yeah, there's wooden penises. And I was thinking,
So
is
is
he
it
saying
actually
something
a
that I'm not
penis?
getting, or is it a penis? And we went and I was like, yeah, that's definitely a penis. There's no undenying it. But it's actually a good luck charm. So the story was that a princess died in the cave and she wanted to preserve the sea and everything like that. And people would come and then at her like memorial it was essentially, wasn't it? People would bring wooden penises as a sign of, it's a good luck charm here in Thailand. It's like a sign of fertility and good wealth and things. So there were lots of wooden penises to look at. But as you get to the cave, there's lots of like, like
spikes.
the
Rock
actual-
formation, I think.
Yeah, it is really cool. And then you got to explore like a little cove, didn't we? Which was lovely.
Yeah.
It was truly beautiful.
really
It was
nice,
really beach. It was
really
beautiful. It's just nice as well to have a stop what lets you have a little dip in the morning. Because I think that's what everyone's desperate to do when they get on the boats, isn't it? It was really, really good. And then we had about like 45 minutes at Really Beach. And then we hopped on the boat again and went to our second stop, which was
Chicken Island.
here. It wasn't a place where you could get off and sit and look at the island. There was no chickens on the island. So any guesses of why it's called Chicken Island, we'll insert a picture, put your guesses down below. Here we got to have photo opportunities. And let me tell you, those staff know the angles. They've had great practice at these pictures.
You could tell they've been doing it for a while.
I feel like saying come along with us and be our personal photographers the entire trip. They were amazing. And then where did we go to third?
We went to a snorkeling spot.
Of course. With the tour, we brought our own snorkel snorkels this trip, but they do lend snorkels out
For free.
For free. Just need to take care of them because they will charge if you lose them. But
1,500 baht.
But it's included, so you don't need to stress about having your own snorkels. It was gorgeous. What was the marine life like?
It was really good. You get really close to it because it was low tide, but likewise, it also gets a bit dangerous because of these sea urchins.
Sometimes too close.
Probably about this much gap between your body and the sea urchins packing up about this much.
It was a sucking job.
So yeah, but overall it was good. The fishes were really friendly. Actually, they probably get a bit too friendly.
They weren't scared of you.
Very close to you, especially the pink ones. I'm not sure whether they're flirting or trying to be friendly. Which one?
Blowing your kisses.
But overall it was good.
Yeah, and then it was great. After it, we like swam up to the shore, and then there was, because it was a low tide, there was a beautiful sandbank which went off and like stretched to the other islands. We got to take some pictures, walk on the sand, collect some shells, and then we could swim back to the boat, ready for our fourth stop and final stop of the day, which was an island. I can't remember the name, but we'll
have to pop it on there somewhere.
And then we had about an hour left. This is where we had some lunch. What did you have for your lunch?
I had some chicken wings, fried chicken wings, sweet and sour chicken, some fruit, veg, and rice.
Came in a little bento box, didn't it?
That was beautiful.
And then there was veggie options for me, and the fresh fruit was like just what we needed. And we got to enjoy it, looking at the beautiful island. You had like an hour, so you were able to like snorkel. You went around the island, but I was a bit tired, so I had a little bit of a nap. Yeah, it was beautiful, and then we finished about 3 o'clock, hopped back on the long-tail boat, and yeah, that was it for the tour. There were different options, like you can go via long-tail boat or via speedboat, but we just like the authenticity of the long-tail boat.
The staff work really hard, you could tell. The thing vibrates like crazy. For them to do that every single day must take a lot of them.
There's sometimes 2 of them that need to be able to steer the long-tail boats, but the staff in general, from the drivers
commend them.
to
Absolutely commend them.
The people who were guiding our tour were absolutely amazing. They were so accommodating, hard not to tip. They got the atmosphere going, they were so lively, they were funny, they were always making sure we had water and topped us up. Yeah, it was great. They were great. So,
highly recommended.
Another thing you should not miss out on. Lastly, number 3, Tiger Cave Temple.
One not to miss.
This is an opportunity to exercise, sweat off them calories after days of drinking and lounging in Phi Phi Islands. And man, did we sweat. It is not for the faint-hearted. I physically never sweat like that in my life. It made me realise I've never done a proper workout in my life.
I think it was about half an hour journey through a grab. Again. Main transportation. It costed us probably about the same price, £7-8, depending on the time, obviously.
It was free entry, but donations are welcome, so we just gave a little donation. Of course, it's a religious place, so you have to dress appropriately. That's like covered shoulders, just not what I'm dressed like right now. But there is option to get a little desk. They do give you a piece of cloth that you can cover yourself with, that you can return, or there was little shops before, a little marketplace, so you can buy yourself a little scarf. If you're thinking you're going to visit a few temples, it might be worth maybe purchasing one that you can just cover your shoulders with.
And that was only 100 baht, weren't it?
It was 100 baht. I got a beautiful little scarf that I'm going to take now. Just be careful when you're there. There's a few obstacles you've got to come by. So basically, it's like a ground area. So there are a few little religious points on the ground, but the main point of attraction is up the mountain. 1,200
steps. The steps weren't as easy. I mean, they differ from one to another. Some of the steps were about knee height. I mean, large and quite steep, and it's only enough for your shoes to fit in. It was a bit of a challenge.
We looked at some of the bottom of the steps and we was like, they were vertical. They was almost vertical. I was climbing onto the blooming handrail. We went up the first set of steps and we was like, no. It was so hot. But I was like, no, let's carry on. It's not just the steps. There are obstacles along the way in the form of monkeys.
Buggies.
So they are everywhere along those few sets of stairs, and they are jumping in people's bags. They're stealing hand sanitizers, lip balms. They were grabbing hold of anything they could. So maybe just be wary of keeping everything in a bag and keeping the bag to you. They looked slightly more vicious than the ones that we saw on like Monkey Beach that we were happily feeding. They looked hungry, these monkeys. But yeah, don't be overwhelmed. I'm not the fittest person in the world. I had my PT with me here, but there was all range of people, weren't there? There were kids doing it. There were there was an elderly woman doing it.
Yeah, she was limping, weren't she?
Yeah, bless her. But she was near the top. I was wild. We were looking at each other like, wow, there was a man with a child on his back. It's doable. It's just hard with the heat. I think the key is take your time.
Bring plenty of water.
It's not a race.
Yeah. Some people were saying they were dizzy and stuff, and it kind of puts you off a bit, doesn't it?
So what was it about like the oxygen level? I was like, oh, it's
It wasn't that high.
It's hard in the heat, but at the top, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. There was like 360 views, like you could see all of Krabi. It was all of the countryside, the palm trees, the forests. It was quite fascinating seeing the black cloud actually. You could see pots of rain going down. I was like, what is that over there? It's a big rain cloud, but it was incredible, wasn't it? And obviously the giant Buddha. It was beautiful. I wish we could spend a little bit more time up there, but it was great and truly so satisfying at the bottom. I was so glad that we did something that incorporated some form of exercise and fitness, because we have been a little bit sluggish, to be honest. We've been enjoying the beach, the beers, cocktails, so it was great to actually go do something that's really just authentic to Thailand and caused us a sweat up. So yeah, those are the 3 things that we would really recommend for you to do in Krabi. If there's any questions about anything in Krabi, prices, location, anything, leave it in the comments and we will get back to you. If you like the video, and subscribe. It is appreciated, means a lot. But yeah, that's it for Krabi now, and we'll see you in Chiang Mai.